Well, apparently a new study has come out that has shown that piracy is really getting like out of control in Japan. It has tripled in the past 3 years. That is at least in terms of, according to one source, and that is just in terms of the supposed damage that piracy has caused. So I got this all from this Automaton article right here. I've got it in the description as well as the whole original source. We get into it and it says this is from the Japan Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry. So they did this whole study and they announced the results of this survey on online piracy of Japanese content, and this was released 2 days ago on January 26th. It says, according to the results, damages from piracy in 2025 rose to 5 trillion yen, which is about 37 billion US dollars, which is almost 3 times higher than the 2 trillion in damages recorded in the 2022 year. Now, however, it says a new category like character merchandise was also included in the 2025 section of the survey, which wasn't included in the 2022 version, but when you look at that, it looks like the damages go up to over 10 trillion yen, which is about 68 billion US dollars. So we can see right here the chart. It compares 2022 to 2025. We see kind of in the middle there on the left subtotal. So this is the subtotal of picture, publication, music, and game. So that was 2 trillion yen in damages in 2022, and then in 2025 it about tripled to 5.7 trillion. Then they also include that extra category character goods, but they say that yeah, that is separate. They don't include that when they say triple. So that's how it's 10.4 trillion yen. But yes, when just comparing the same exact figures, 22 to 25, you go from 2 trillion yen to 5.7 trillion yen. That is pretty crazy, and this is all coming from, like I said, the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry in Japan, so it's coming right from their government. Then we get this last part right here coming right from them. It says the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry will strengthen its efforts to curb the increase in users of pirated copies, including by establishing new bases for cooperation with local authorities, strengthening the system for litigation, strengthening measures against infringement of rights by generative AI and counterfeit character goods, and establishing database of rights ownership to expedite litigation. But it says, however, as long as there is demand from consumers who want to enjoy content originating from Japan, new pirated versions will continue to be produced even if pirated versions are cracked down on. Therefore, with the aim of guiding consumers of pirated versions to legitimate versions, we will newly support the expansion of international distribution and distribution platforms that primarily handle Japanese content. Now that is kind of big, so that's saying two things. Number one, the government is going to try to crack down on piracy going forward since it has tripled in the past 3 years. But the other thing, it kind of sounds like they are seeing there's a lot of piracy from, outside of Japan, and this is from people who simply just want to enjoy the content, and maybe piracy is the only way they can, right? Maybe there's no legitimate way to watch a certain anime or play a game or something like that, so they have to go to piracy, and the government, it sounds like, is actually kind of acknowledging that. That's pretty big. So they want to work with all of these media companies to maybe try to bring some of this content overseas. I think that's pretty big, pretty huge, and maybe something really good can come from this, that we can find some legitimate means to consume this media, and hopefully it'll be a win-win. Hopefully that will mean piracy for Japan will also go down.